Hey there YouTube, it's your boy Lipid out here with another reaction video. Today we got Pop Smoke Meet the Woo 2 interview, Apple Music. Let's get right into it, shall we? Hit it.
Been with us today because tragedy has touched down in hip hop. Young man that we've all been celebrating over the last year by the name of Pop Smoke was murdered in the Hollywood Hills in Los Angeles. He's from Brooklyn, New York. He's from one of those neighborhoods. It's notorious. And, you know, I was told that he had been spending a lot of time outside of New York in LA to focus on making music and to get out of his environment.
I don't know the full background on what happened. All I know is that it had something to do with his location getting leaked and then things just went south from there. So I don't know the full story on how he died. I just know that everyone almost always said, like, you know, the hills kind of had like a hood right next to it. So it kind of was presumed that, hey, even if you get houses that look nice, if it's not really, you know, secure or not really, you know, near a good place, things usually go down if you're not careful. So, I mean, that's tough.
And he was still murdered in what they're reporting to be a home invasion.
Right, that's what I heard.
Nadeska, you're one of the last people who had a chance to sit down with him and celebrate the release of Meet the Woo 2. How was that conversation? And just kind of, you know, walk us through what his energy...
I actually don't know about the timeline. Did Meet the Woo 2 come out and did he die soon after that? Or was it... I need to actually check the timeline.
It was like in that moment. So we could remember him in an uplifting way.
Yeah, I think we're all
in shock. Fam, it still pisses me off, man. He had the best chance of being like, bro, that voice, that energy. I heard a couple of his songs, bro. He had it. It's frustrating, man. It's like, because look, I get it. There's certain artists that you lose along the way and you're like, your heart goes out for them, but there are certain stars that you lose and you're like, bro, they could have been something big. They could have, just the few albums, the few songs he was able to release, he changed the industry. He changed how music sounds in today's hip hop. And that's, man.
Shock right now. And especially as I'm thinking back to the conversation, it just is even more upsetting and sad, because what I took away from our conversation was he's this guy who comes up from Brooklyn. Welcome to the Party takes off, right? He gets some momentum with those first big singles. And now he's dropping Meet the Woo 2, his second project. He's really excited. And he's realizing at this point, and you hear him admit it in this interview, that there was a little bit of a mental shift. He said he had to have a conversation with himself, even about things like doing interviews, where he wasn't looking at it like someone just pressing him for information he didn't want to share, that it was going to be a part of his career. This is a person that he wanted to be, and he knew he had to work towards it. And so...
Right, and it's one of those things where, you know, in a way that you see a lot of shorts where 50 Cent, Curtis, you know, where he wanted to just, you know, he wasn't sure of what kind of kid 50 Cent, you know, Pop Smoke was going to be. And you see the kind of, you know, the love he had for him. And it's like, look, Pop Smoke was a smart kid. Regardless of, you know, the background he came from, he really wanted, he knew he was special. And he knew that to remain special and to, you know, find a place in hip hop and in music, he had to really learn the art form. That was one thing. You know, getting good at singing is one thing. But you need to know how to make those deals. You need to know how to do those interviews. You need to know how to act in the spotlight. Those are things that you can't just, you know, teach someone or you learn from someone. You don't go to school and learn about it. You have to have a mentor and someone who had to go through what you know you're going to go through and tell you, this is the mistakes I made. You shouldn't make them. And he had an opportunity to do that.
Oh,
50 Cent.
I didn't know what his energy was going to be.
I shouldn't speak. I shouldn't
be like when he stepped into the room, but he turns out to be one of those people that has a personality that can really light up the entire...
I cannot stop stopping. If you see the background of Invincible, like, oh, the way that the booth was when he was making that song.
Room. He has that sort of that Brooklyn charm and charisma. And you know, when they talk about superstars, they talk about the things like the lyrics and your sales. But
and it's almost a reflection of how M saw 50 the first time. Like when M introduced 50 to Dre, M and Dre both knew that he had what it took to be a star.
They always say there's that it factor, the intangible, right? That you can just tell that person has it.
Right.
And I think what I took away from him in that room is that he had it. He had that personality. So, it's just horrible to see his career and his life end like this. He's 20 years old. At 20 years old, I'd accomplished nothing of substance.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it's easy to just kind of justify it and say like, it's Pop Smoke. He's an old dude. He's a man. He's young. Like, I'm 25. I feel the weight of someone saying, bro, he accomplished so much when he was 20. You gotta respect that. That kind of drive, that kind of, place of pushing yourself to get where you want to be, out of the hood and, give a better life for your family, for your kids. You gotta respect the hustle. For sure.
In my life, maybe just graduating
Right.
college. So, it hurts. And I think we're all grieving someone who knew that could have been great. Nadeska here on Beats One. I got Pop Smoke in
13
the
Jan.
building.
Oh,
Brand
wow.
new album, Meet the Woo 2, is streaming right now on Apple Music. What's good? How you feeling?
What's up, Nadeska?
Yo, it's nice to meet you. You seem like a very smart and charming dude. That's kind of a lethal combination, I think.
Good looks.
Yo, last year, 2019 was a pretty crazy year for you. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it might have been a
I don't know if it's right for me to say this, but it really feels weird. Like, knowing that he's not alive anymore and then watching this interview, it really feels different in a way.
life-changing year for you. Is that correct?
It was.
How did you navigate through that? How was it transitioning from the streets into the industry, which is another beast of itself?
You just gotta take it day by day. You
Just
know what
like
I'm saying?
that?
You just gotta take it day by day and know what you're getting into.
So
I
you,
feel like when you know what you're getting into, you're more prepared for what comes your way. You know what I'm saying?
so you felt prepared. I feel like it's hard to be prepared coming into the industry unless you have a good team around you from the start.
Nah, for sure. I always knew I was gonna be something great.
I know, like Brooklyn.
That's powerful. That's very powerful because you see a lot of people. You see a lot of, and I'm speaking generally. It could be friends, it could be family, it could be acquaintances, colleagues. They're not always going to be people that you think, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know I'm going to be something great. That's a very rare trait to find. It's almost, it's because most people are, and of course I fall into this category as well, because you don't know what tomorrow brings. You are a product of your circumstance. You are a product of what you were taught. You are a product of the environment you grew in, for sure. To see someone who knows that if I put in the time and the effort and I know I'm good at what I do, I'm going to be something great one day. One of the hardest lessons in life I had to learn was the fact that hard work doesn't always translate to success. You can put in your best and still fail. That is a hard, pill to swallow, but it's the truth. Sometimes there's some people who are just really good at things better than you ever will be. That's talent. But it's I think Haikyuu said it best. Talent is something you make bloom. Instinct is something you polish. It's a great quote because unless you are sure what you're capable of, you can't dream of what you want to be. And if you want to dream of what you want to be and have it be achievable, then you better start taking the hard steps to get there. And unless you plan those steps forward, it's not really a plan at all, then it's just wishing in the air. And I think Pop Smoke, just in this couple of sentences alone, was just like, I know I'm going to be someone great. I need to take the steps to do what I need to do to get there. And that's already, on the right trajectory, on the right path. And he had it, for sure. When she said he had it, he had it.
And is
For
obviously
sure.
very much a part of you growing up in Canarsie. You could see it in the vibes, hear it in the music. What was it like being out of Brooklyn for that year and being in Philly?
Man, that shit was like a good experience. Cause niggas where we come, we ain't never really go nowhere. The only niggas that really be going somewhere from where I'm from is niggas who be trapping, who be on the road, you know what I'm saying, going crazy. Yeah. Now we really get to experience new things, you know what I'm saying? Paris is lit.
Yo, have you had a chance to go to London yet?
That's what's right. Like, I would have left field like, oh yeah, and I've traveled a bit, Paris. I was like, oh, of course, it's Pop Smoke, of course. Yeah, it's
Obviously, drill music is big out in London. Your producer, 808 Mellow Beats, who you've worked with a lot.
Right, yes. That was something I also learned recently. That I didn't know that his producer was British.
From London a lot. Do you feel comfortable out there?
London is a vibe. Why do I feel comfortable? That shit is fire.
What was it like with your peers? You feel like you've been getting a lot of
I
love.
want to make one point here because when he said he's traveled a lot, it's an important thing in life. Traveling helps clear prejudice. It's one of those things where the more you travel, the more you realize that your mindset, the way you view the world, is very limited. And the more you travel, the more you realize, hey, not everyone's as bad as they make it seem. There is a narrative going on, and if you kind of talk to a lot of people, you kind of get the idea that the world's a lot better of a place as it should be. It's also a damn worse place in some areas as it should be, as it shouldn't be. But yeah, let's keep with the interview, man.
And respect within the industry. You collaborated with people like Lil TJ, who has a much more melodic sound than you. It's different from Jill, so it's nice to see that. But do you feel like you've been welcomed by your peers in general?
At first, people was like fake shocked when I come with that sound. You know what I'm saying? That,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
That growl.
But I think they starting to really take a liking to it.
That growl,
you know
that tone is something special.
Yeah, you
Something
did.
distinct. Like that was distinctly Pop Smoke.
Remix from Nicki, got Skepta on It's like global love too, not even just New York love, which is another level.
You started a whole new vibe in the streets.
When you recorded Meet the Woo, the EP, I think 808 Mellow Beats, he produced the entire project, right?
Not the entire project, but mostly. He got a lot of songs on there, for sure.
Ooh.
So on the new album, is it the same? Are you working mostly with him, or did you branch out and work with a lot of different producers?
The same, mostly.
And you guys met on YouTube, which is amazing. Right? Like, what was it that connected you? I think it's always important to find your creative soulmate, and a lot of people don't find that. You know what I mean? It really helps bring out the best in you. So what is it about working with him that you think brings out the best of you?
The thing is with him, right? Nobody noticed, but when I first started rapping, I sounded like a 50 Cent. Like I was really like balls.
I would not be surprised. I absolutely would not be surprised. Even the Many Men remix that he did, the one of the last songs he ever released, it's taking the same lyrics, but the way he presents it, even 50 Cent would admit that it's not like plagiarism. It really is him putting his version of the song on the stage, and that's even bigger respect for 50 Cent for the art form than it is, just trying to copy and paste the same formula. He really did try to, uniquely put his own spin on it, and you got to give respect to that.
Ballsy,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I even tried like a melodic wave. Those type of things was more for men, and I didn't really want to talk to men all day. And then he came along with more of that beats, but I was able to talk more different sides of me, because like my first song was NPR, then I came with Flexin', then I came with Baby Girl Come and Meet the Woo. You know what I'm saying? Baby girl, like baby girl. I'll be Simone do it, baby girl. So it's still the same but I was able to switch it over and shine a lighting and talk to a different audience.
Yo, for such a new artist, it's amazing that you're even sort of conscious of that. So before you dropped the first songs like NPR, were you thinking about rap for a long time? Were you already rapping at home but not putting records out? Or was that just really your first go?
In my mind, before I even heard my low beat, I was in my head, I already had it. Because what I used to do, I used to like write. Like
when you were younger?
Yeah.
Because when you dropped Welcome to the Party, that's one that you said you didn't write. That just came off the top.
Yeah, Welcome to the Party ain't right. Because that was for the ladies. But for the streets.
That one was for the ladies?
But for the streets.
That one was for the ladies, but for the streets.
That was in my transition moments where I'm like, nah, I'm tired of talking to these niggas like this. I need something that's going to switch over. But however, I used to write. I used to like write. So NPR already had that written down. That I need that money, that power, respect. Yeah. I need that money, that power, respect. I had it written down already. All I needed was the beat. So when I found 808 Mellow Beat, it was just like...
The creative soulmate came together.
You know what I'm saying?
So for Meet the Woo too, did you go off the top for any of these records, or did you sit down and write every single song?
It's a mixer. Mixer everything.
But I'm going to assume that you did not record this one at the crib, like you did Welcome to the Party, right?
None of that was recorded at the
things
crib.
have changed, the budgets have opened up, right?
Well, I do got some old songs that's old to me, that's going to be new to y'all, that I recorded in the crib.
Really?
Yeah, for sure, that's going to take.
Do you outline goals? Are you a New Year's resolution kind of guy? It's the start of a new year, start of a new decade. Did you come into this decade?
I would have to say, so far what he said, there's a lot of Pop Smoke songs that I have to react to. Not even out of respect, but because I want to see the growth he had. I think respect comes later because I enjoy his music. So, I'm going to be excited to react to them, for sure.
Thinking about all the things you wanted to accomplish?
Every year I get a list of what I want to achieve.
How do you make your list? I break mine down by I do 1 month, 3 months, 6, and then a year.
I ain't really on that.
You just do one
Because my list's not that long. It's not that long. I just keep it maybe 4 things for the year, and I'm good.
Oh, so these are 4 mega things for the year.
Mega.
Is there anything you can share with us?
I'm going to be a millionaire.
So when you say a millionaire, is it very...
I would not be surprised. I feel like that's low on the goal for what he was on path to accomplish. He would achieve that, for sure.
Specifically, how many millions?
Say, eventually I want 823 million. You know what I'm saying?
Usually specific, but I appreciate the honesty.
Oh, only 823 mil. I've met a lot of like really new rappers, right? Just sort of early on in their career who, for them, it feels like doing interviews is torture. You seem like okay, like you're not having the worst time ever.
Nah, it was torture. I know exactly what they talking about. Oh, God.
What is
I
it?
know
You just
exactly
you hate,
what they talking
you hate
about.
talking about yourself. You just really hate. If sometimes it feels like I'm the feds, and I
Yeah.
hate that feeling. I don't want to be the feds.
That's exactly what it is. Because, most rappers come from the streets. So just imagine we had a table like this and the boys is right there. And they ask you the same question. So what was you doing last night?
Yeah, we get it. We get it, Smoke. We get it.
But once you get to realize, I think it's a mental thing. Like, homie, you're not in the streets no more. You gotta come to it with yourself. You gotta, like, you know what I'm saying? Embrace it. Like, nah, you ain't in the streets no more. This an interview.
How long did it take you to get to that point, though? Maybe we could write a little playbook for other rappers to
I
make
think
my job
today.
easier. Today.
Yeah, today. Today I had a conversation with myself.
How did that conversation go?
You about to drop the hottest tape in New York. You heard? You done dropped the hottest tape in New York. You heard?
So now you got to suck it up and do interviews.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to talk to the desk.
So you got the tape out,
Yeah.
and you've been collaborating a lot. So you just work with Travis. You got that track with Jack Boys, Gotti. What was
Yeah.
it like? You brought him to the hood.
Movie.
It-
How
actually,
Fabio
it
say
was.
movie. Viral. Shout out my boy Fabio. Travis like one of us.
I saw you got even a remix with her. I wouldn't have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
Just don't look at me like that. These are all in the plans.
It ain't no plan. No, it no plan. See, those don't be planned out. Like, I'm in the studio.
But I think that's also something that's important is because it just seems easy enough to just say, oh yeah, by the way, we're just doing this collaboration, and boom, it just came to fruition. No, it's about being prepared always, 24/7. You got to be ready, and when that opportunity comes up, you better be ready to take it. That's it. It's not about us saying like, yes, there is a component of luck for sure, but more often than not, it's how prepared you are to accept the opportunities that come your way. If you're prepared, great. If you're not, you drop the ball. That's it. And yeah, Smoke is prepared.
To come through. Her got some shit for you. Okay.
That opportunity, he knew he had to take it.
Her pulls up to the studio.
Her publisher pulled up.
And same for Lil TJ.
Nah, little TJ, my nigga.
Oh, yeah?
I don't fuck with niggas. If you notice why I don't do songs with niggas, my tape ain't have nobody on it, because I don't fuck with niggas. I don't like niggas. I don't want to like niggas. I'm not into them. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas be envious.
That's true. The more success comes your way, Yo, so you also have Jamaican, right? Why do you always only say you're Panamanian in interviews?
Because my Panamanian side is the one who raised me.
Oh, but you can still bust out the Jamaican accent when you
For
need to,
sure.
though.
Panamanians is like Jamaican Spanish.
I didn't know that.
Go up there. Go up there. My dad got locks. And he chumbo. He black like me. Like so.
All right, you learn something new every day,
That
man.
nigga come up here, you never going to. He start talking that Spanish shit. Talk about some hola. He'll come here and talk about some hola, que sopa. They start talking that super Jamaican Spanish shit.
Super Jamaican Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yo, what
That's
else are you
actually
looking
true.
for?
I don't think we've heard a lot of Panamanian rappers. I don't think. Have we?
To come up this
Well,
year, the
might be the first.
headlining tour is happening.
Yeah.
You feel comfortable on stage? Is there anywhere you don't feel comfortable? Maybe that's what I should ask.
We got the latest shows.
Do you have like 40, 50, 100 dudes on stage with you, though?
No, not no more.
Good,
Oh.
thank God.
My first show I ever did, of course.
I guess you had to get one out of the way, but I'm glad things have changed. A couple out of the way.
4, 5, 6.
But it's good, yo. I think the fans appreciate when you put thought into all of that stuff, like the shows. Touring is tough business, though. You got to be disciplined, I hear. You got to watch your diet. You got to watch what you drink. You got to actually get some sleep. Are you ready to put in that work? That's a no?
That's a yes, mama.
And yo, look, congratulations on the new
Yeah,
project.
and that's one of the things. Is like, look, knowing when to be disciplined, knowing how to take care of yourself before you do something big. Bob had it all, man. Just give it a bit more time, he would have been something else. Something much greater. But fate has different plans for all of us, man.
I like that you're focused and you have plans and goals, I'm excited to see what you do in the next year. What was the number? 823 million? Okay.
823.
And that's all for 2020?
Eventually, you know what I'm saying?
Rap life. Man. I think there's a lot more. I'm pretty sure, but this I think is one of the last interviews he did. So I wanted to just start off with this. But yeah, it's Roulette Wednesdays, so it doesn't have to be a song. It could be a normal reaction, and I kind of saw this as a recommendation, and I took it, and I don't regret it. I think it's a pretty powerful video because it talked about Pop Smoke not as an artist. It talked about Pop Smoke as the person behind the persona, and what's beautiful to see is he was just as human as anyone else. He faced his own set of problems. He was from the streets, and he had to overcome a lot to where he wanted to be. And if he had a nice, stable life, he could have. Who knows where he would have been? But life flows in paths we don't even know, man. I mean, tomorrow's not guaranteed. It's one of the harder things to learn, but it's true. And I wake up every day, enjoy it. You never know when you're going to go to sleep forever. Like, that's, sorry for the life-threatening thought, but that's just it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's a bit of a different Roulette Wednesday. It's a bit more longer format, but I think I wanted to do this, and this is something I just enjoyed. So, catch you beautiful bastards in the next one. Peace. Take care. Nice.